what your full name is, and then let me know who you're representing here today, whether you're the applicant, owner, or neighboring property owner, or someone else involved with the project. So I'll start with Jim Vago. Vago?
Yes, Vago. That's correct. Neighboring property owner.
Okay, great. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, and looks like we have two people under Patty Jones. If you could unmute.
Hi, I'm Patty.
I'm Robert.
Okay, both Jones.
Yep, and property owners.
Okay, great. Welcome. See that we have Kate Meehan here from the planning department. Welcome, Kate.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon. And Jonathan Wood.
Yep. I'm the architect working with the Jones family.
Okay, great. Mr. Wood, are you able to activate your camera?
Sure.
Great. All right. On the applicant owner side, are we expecting anyone else to join us here today?
No.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I need to read through our hearing script. This will just cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll get into it. So this is the August 21st, 2024 session of the Zoning Hearing Examiner docket. My name is David Sturkey. I'm the Zoning Hearing Examiner for the City of Cincinnati. I'll be presiding over the hearing today. The case before us is case number ZH20240095. That's 601 Rushton Road. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any other parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the Zoning Hearing Examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any other party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. So that'll be a combination of the Patty Jones and Robert Jones and Mr. Wood. One of you can speak, all of you can speak. It's really up to you how you want to orient the presentation. Typically, during that presentation, I'll hear a little bit about the background of the project, what exactly it is you're trying to do, what relief is required to complete the project, and why you think that relief is appropriate in this instance. I'll then turn it over to the public. I'll allow Mr. Vago, if he would like, to provide any statements. I'll then move to the planning department, allow Ms. Meehan to provide any testimony that she would like. I'll then return to the applicants / owners and allow you to respond to anything that's been said by anyone else during the hearing, and then to make any closing remarks. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. In the event of any technical difficulties with the Zoom technology, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those issues on the fly. But to the extent there is a defect that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with the hearing, I may continue to postpone the hearing at my discretion. Okay, last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, making any statements, asking any questions, really doing anything other than just strictly observing, and the zoning code requires that I swear you in prior to that testimony. So I'm going to do that now collectively with everyone who knows that they would like to provide some testimony. So if that's you, if you could make sure you're off mute and raise your right hand. We'll need everyone to answer out loud. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Who will be taking the lead here on the presentation from the applicant?
I guess I can get started. I think some of the technical stuff Jonathan might have to answer.
Okay.
So basically, my wife and I are in the process of retiring and downsizing. We've owned this house for quite a long time and have lived there as our first home for 12 years. And then have been renting it out since then. And now we're looking to downsize and move back in, but in order to accommodate that, we need to modify the house to age in place. And that consists of enlarging an existing bedroom on the first floor, adding a master bath and a closet. If you notice in the pictures that we sent along, the existing garage is collapsing, and so we want to also add a new 2-car garage that would be attached to the house so that we can get in and out without being in the weather. And of course, the existing garage will be removed and then landscaped or, whatever, to put it back to kind of the original topography before the garage was built 100 years ago. So that's the scope of what we're doing. Also, it'll be including a major renovation of the existing part of the house, new kitchen, updated bathroom, blah, 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 new furnaces, those kinds of things. But that's kind of outside the scope of what we're talking about, I guess, right now.
Okay.
So you brought up some more or less technical points that I can't remember exactly your point, but maybe Jonathan is the one to revisit that.
Okay, great. Yeah, I appreciate that background on the project and context. It looks like on the more technical side, the relief that you're requesting today is from rear yard setback restrictions and front yard setback restrictions. Mr. Wood or anyone else, can you speak about what the requirements are and what you're asking and why you think it's appropriate?
Yeah, I believe that is what we're asking for. And I've been reviewing the report here. We're asking for looks like rear yard setback relief of 7'1". Based on the hillside district, not the typical zoning, but based on other lots and things like that. I guess that's what we're looking for. And it looks like the front yard looks like we're asking for 9 feet, I guess. And so based on the lot size and where the topography is and things like that, this seems like the best place that we can put this to achieve what they want to do, with the house. As far as it being in the hillside district, this is one of the most level kind of lots I've seen in the hillside district. So as far as height is concerned, we're not increasing the height of the building. It's going to stay the same size as the same height as the existing structure with the addition. So we're not making it any taller. I think all the other stuff seems pretty reasonable.
And I also add that we are on a corner lot, which makes that front yard setback more encumbering than normal. We were on a rectangular lot with a small frontage, but we're trying to, the front yard setback is exaggerated in our case. And I would also like to entertain the idea that we're going to great lengths to reproduce this new addition to match the existing house, and in great expense to do it that way too. It would be cheaper to do a shed roof on a first floor only addition, but that's not what we want to accomplish for this neighborhood and for our personal use.
Okay. Yeah, and so it looks like the typical or what the setback that is allowed on the lot is 40 feet 5 inches for a rear yard setback, and you're asking to reduce that to 33 feet 4 inches. And then the front yard, the setback standard is 27 feet, and you're asking for 18 feet front yard setback for the new addition. Does that sound correct to you, Mr. Wood, and to the Joneses?
I believe that's
I'm
correct.
looking
Yeah.
at a drawing.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell me before I moved on to Mr. Vago?
I can't think of anything. I think we've covered everything.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll have another opportunity to speak to after we hear from the other party. So is it Vago or Vago? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's a Vago.
Vago. Okay. Mr. Vago, did you want to add anything to the conversation here?
No, I have nothing to add.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. Ms. Meehan, you prepared a staff report on this application. Would you like to talk about that at all?
Yeah, so just to reiterate, the relief that is needed here is for the maximum building envelope, because, based on the hillside averaging, the addition would fall outside of that, which is why they need the relief for the front and rear yards. There is no other hillside relief that is needed. There will be minimal grading, minimal excavation. The addition will be on more of a slab spread footing type of foundation, so it will not have a basement. So there is limited excavation. The garage in the back will be demolished, but then infilled to meet the grade. There will be some grading at the front in the driveway area, but again, this is minimal. I think it's about a foot. There are no retaining walls proposed. So there is no other hillside. The height is compliant, so there's no other hillside relief that is needed beyond the maximum building envelope. And I would just like to note that the Jones, kudos to them. If, looking around this neighborhood, there's been a lot of tear downs and a lot of the original homes are gone and have been replaced with newer homes. So kudos to them for wanting to keep the original house and add on to it and not tear down and build something new. So I think it's great that they're doing that in this neighborhood, which has seen a lot of tear downs and rebuilds. So.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ms. Meehan. Appreciate your testimony, your work on the staff report. All right, go back to the applicant and owners here. Anything you would like to say in response to anything you've heard during the hearing, or anything else in closing or otherwise before we adjourn?
I would just like to say that, we fell in love with this house 30 years ago and we're anxious to get back.
Okay. Great. Mr. Wood, anything else?
Not for me. Nope, I think it's been said.
Okay. All right. Well, I have had a chance to review the application materials and the staff report. Based on that and based on the testimony that I've heard here today, I think it would be impractical to strictly enforce the zoning code to this application. And so I am going to approve the application. I need to make that an official decision in writing. And so I'll be doing that in the next 2 weeks. As soon as I finish that document, I put it into a PDF and I'll email it to everybody who's in the hearing here today. So you all will have a copy of it really just moments after it's complete, to the Jones and Mr. Wood. Once you have that email, Ms. Meehan can approve the zoning permitting on her end and you guys can take the next steps. Any questions about any of that?
Oh,
No,
that's
thank you.
awesome. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, if you do have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out. Happy to answer any questions you may have, or if you just want a status update on the decision, the official decision, I will be happy to provide that to you as well.
All right.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Hope you all have a